Hey there, Capricorn. Welcome to your reading for August 2024. We're going to jump right in here. You have this Time Is Now card. It says, is it time to act without hesitation? It is time to act without hesitation. Move past the old and move forward. You also have the Scales of Balance. It says, finding balance within yourself and things will balance you out. So definitely a good time for balance. I think, that's like true for everyone right now here, Capricorn. But you have the Four of Wands, the Three of Wands, and the Strength card. I feel like you're hoping to be set free from something. You know, the Four of Wands, yeah, it can represent marriage, but the Four of Wands is a card of completion and freedom. So the Four of Wands usually comes up when we are kind of like completing one stage of our life and we're getting ready to celebrate because we're going to the next stage of life. You know, you're crossing through this threshold in the middle of the card. You also have the Three of Wands, which says, what are you waiting for? You know, Three of Wands is my card that says you could be waiting for an opportunity, or, you know, you're waiting for the perfect moment to do something when there never will be a perfect moment. And so it kind of says like, the time is now, the time is now. And didn't this card say that? The time is now, yes. So the Three of Wands definitely says, the time to act is now, especially if you're thinking about, committing to something new. The Four of Wands can also obviously just represent a commitment. It can represent marriage to an idea or to a business or to your career. And so I feel for a lot of you, the time to act is now. You know, the story of the Three of Wands is that he thinks he's looking at the desert because the water is golden in color. But when he looks at the desert, he sees those boats and he realizes that it's actually water. So where he thought there was no opportunity, there is an opportunity, a big opportunity for him to go on an adventure. You know, he needs to swim out to those boats and go on the adventure because they will take him somewhere he's never been before. So I feel for a lot of you that it's like it's almost like you're setting your expectations too low with the Three of Wands, especially if you're thinking about, launching that new project or, starting business or whatever you're thinking about doing. I really feel this Three of Wands is saying there's actually a lot more potential in what you're thinking about than you realize. And so I feel it's time to act. But you're never going to, he's never going to learn the potential if he doesn't get out into the world, if he doesn't get on those boats. You have the Strength card. I'm kind of getting a weird message on the Strength card. I'm not going to lie. What it's kind of saying to me is like, I don't think you're looking for karma, right? But I feel like you've been through a lot, just period, and in life, in all areas of your life. And I feel like the Strength card is you saying like, where's my reward? Where's the good stuff? When am I going to actually have something that works for me? Or when is something going to show up for me? For some of you, it could be love, it could be money, it could be business, it could be anything. But I kind of see you thinking to yourself like, where is... I've been going through all this stuff, and is this my life? It's almost like, I don't think you're resigned to the fact that your life is going to be like it has been, but it's almost like you're saying to yourself, like, is this all I have to look forward to? Is everything that I've been doing so far, is this it, or is there more? And we even go up to the Knight of Pentacles. And I feel like that Knight of Pentacles is kind of like the universe saying, yeah, there's a wide open field behind you, but all you have to do is plant seeds, and you will have a more experience. You will experience more out of life. So let's see what's going on here. With the Four of Wands, you have the Temperance card. I feel like you've been very patient. I feel like you've been waiting. I think that, it's like there could even be frustrations in your life just in general. It's like maybe you start something and like your friend starts something and they see progress before you. It's like I get this, maybe like saying left behind is a better way to put it. It's almost like I get this left behind feeling from this first row where it's like other people around you are getting some of the things that you desire, or maybe it's not exactly what you want, but maybe they're getting some of the things that you want, like similar to what you want, and you're like, when am I going to get my rewards? And it's like, I feel this in the Strength card is just saying you have been very patient. With the Three of Wands, you have the Star. Yes, you're looking for something bigger. See, here's the thing, is that I think what you're looking at is average. I feel like the universe is saying you are not average, or you should not be average. The Star is like having a big-ass star, a big-ass North Star in your life, something big that you set out to accomplish. And so I feel like the universe is saying, well, it's like what you're looking at is average results, even though it might seem pretty good to you. But, I feel like the universe wants you to accomplish more. We even have the Star and the Sun. these two cards together represent fame and fortune. You know, they represent really positive energy. It doesn't mean you're going to become famous, but it's very very positive energy showing up in the reading. And so I think that, you know, again, you're comparing yourself to like average energy. With the Strength card, you have the Eight of Wands. Things, there you go. It's like you're being set free. The Eight of Wands is quick success, a quick conclusion, quick movement as well. I always say with the Eight of Wands as well that, you know, the Eight of Wands to me represents getting rid of the friction in your life. I look at this as like needing to create a slip and slide in your life, you know. So I think that, you know, in life, like some of the easiest things that I've been able to correct are, you know, where I see there's a bunch of friction in something I'm doing and I find a way to turn it into a slip and slide. So I'm a big fan of doing that and creating slip and slides, creating a process for everything that I do to make it easier. It's like people, you know, it's like people always ask me, like, how do you post so much content on multiple channels and all this other stuff? I'm like, I've created a lot of processes. I've created a lot of systems that I have in place so that there isn't any friction. And, you know, again, it's changed my life. So, if I can do it, you can do it. I fell on my head when I was 10 years old. After that, I became stupid, right? If I started failing everything in school, never passed math. How they let me graduate, I have no clue. I never passed algebra. I had to go to summer school, never passed ever, right? So if I can do it, you can definitely do it, especially if you didn't fall on your head. If you did, well, maybe it's going to be a little bit slower. But, you know, what I would say here is, you know, again, I think create those slip and slides. Next, in the area of what's coming in for you, you have the setbacks card. It says, take one step forward to make two steps back. I feel like, and there you go. I think this is what you've been dealing with. It's like you've been patient, you've been putting in the work, and, you know, things have been slow. You have the shift card. It says, taking your career in a totally different direction. Have the courage to change course, to continue to grow, change, and learn. So a lot of you, and we've talked about this before, Capricorn, I think a lot of you are kind of making career changes, or you're changing, you know, moving in different directions. Some of you could be letting go of something that's established in your life, which we talked about last week as well. I really do feel it is time for Capricorn to, you know, kind of like up and move and, you know, take their knowledge somewhere else. So a lot of you could be changing your career, your business, your ideas, and I think that this change will lead to a lot of success. You have another symbol of not being ready. You have the Seven of Wands. And it's not that you're not ready. I feel like you are, but I feel like you feel like you're not ready. Again, you're like waiting for the perfect moment to do something. He has on these two different shoes. He's got like a shoe and a boot on. And the story of the Seven of Wands is that he had to like rush out of his house, and to defend his position at the top of this hill, and he didn't really have enough time to put on the correct shoes. He just rushed out of the house. So again, some of you, I feel like you're rushing, or feel like you're being rushed to make a decision, or it's saying like you need to make a quick decision right now, and you might not feel like you're ready, but I feel like you are, is really what this is saying. We go down to the Sun, to the King of Pentacles. We have the Knight of Pentacles as well. Knight of Pentacles is no movement, but, you know, the funny thing is in the good stuff, you have the Three of Pentacles. And Three of Pentacles is kind of like saying, you know, if you would just get started, you know, the people, the places, the things that you need to help you on your journey are going to appear. You know, they're going to show up. So, and everything is going to fall into place. You have the Four of Pentacles. Four of Pentacles is a card of stability, and it's also a card of, you know, holding on too tightly to the past. I would definitely work on changing your old story, or whatever your story from the past is. Clearly, you are kind of reinventing yourself. We go down to the World, and, you know, in the major arcana, we go from the Fool to the World, and then we start all over again as the Fool. And so you have the World here, which is your card, you know, puts you in a position of power and strength. But I also feel the World is saying, like, you know, you're entering into a new world where the story can be different, but you have to start telling yourself a new story. You have the Five of Cups, you know, regrets and sadness. He's crying over these three spilt cups, but if he were to turn around, he would see these two cups, this bridge and this castle. You know, it's kind of also interesting that I feel that the Five of Cups is saying, it's like there's something in your life that is not going as well as it once did. You know, that's like the feeling I get for you. Like if it's your business, maybe you're making a little bit less money. If it's your career, same thing. Or, you know, maybe there's new people that you don't like. You know, if it's your relationship, same thing. And it's like in those moments, I think we have a choice. We can speak up and try to correct it, which again could absolutely work with this reading, or we can go do something new or different. And I kind of feel like you have a choice. It doesn't matter which one you pick, right? Obviously you don't want to be running around out here on these streets, right? Dating right now is an absolute disaster. So if you have a person who's willing to put up with you, then, it might be worth it to open your mouth and to say like, hey, things aren't working, we need to fix something. And, if you find a person who's willing to fix things and put in the work, then, then never leave because, again, most people nowadays don't, right? So obviously, if they're not willing to make changes or try to spice things up, then it's time to go find someone else. But, if they are, then again, you found a real one, right? So, I think we have a choice. I think you have a choice with the Five of Cups. In work and business, I do feel it's pushing you to kind of do something new. With the Seven of Wands, don't even need to say it. Three of Pentacles. Once you get started, once you take the first step, the people will appear. With the Four of Pentacles, you have the Strength card. I kind of feel like you're still in a holding pattern here. So it's like sometimes I think there are times where we have to wait, we have to be patient, we have to wait for things to happen. But it's almost like you could be a little bit stuck in that energy of waiting. And I feel this is clearly going to the Knight of Pentacles saying it's time to start planting those seeds. There's nothing, there's nothing you have to be patient for anymore. With the Five of Cups, you have the Three of Swords. Three of Swords can be separation or sadness. Again, I feel like if you went through a separation, maybe it was like years ago, but it could be one of those things where it's still affecting you today. So it might be time to change your love story. Not really a love reading, but it is kind of showing up in this reading. So I would do whatever you can. If you want love, I would work on changing your story. It is Mercury retrograde, great time to, coming up in August. So, great time to look at your old story, look at where you can change it, look at where you can heal it or cut cords or, do whatever you have to do. And that's exactly what I would do here. Next, and I'm also getting watch your health as well. I think it's saying stay healthy. So anything you do to stay healthy at this time would be a good idea. In the area of messages from your future self, you have this Control and Change card. You also have this Gate. It says Opportunities and Home. So I think you are in control of the opportunities that are entering into your life. And that Knight of Pentacles is just saying you have to, also I would say the Four of Wands is like saying walk through the gate on that Gate card because there is kind of like a portal on both cards. But I also feel the Knight of Pentacles is saying it's time to take control and start planting seeds in this field behind you because if you plant those seeds, they will grow. Again, I think that, the problem here is that you're comparing yourself to average results. I keep getting that message, right? It's like you're comparing what your story could be to how things are for other people, which is always a bad idea in the first place, but you're not even comparing it to the correct results either. It's like, could you imagine if you had an idea to start a business and you're like comparing yourself to people who have like $1 million business? Still great. There's nothing wrong with that. But, what I would say is, it's like, what if you're meant to have a $100 million business? It's like, again, that's what I'm saying. It's like you're comparing yourself to two things that can't be compared. And I feel like the Knight of Pentacles is saying that's why maybe that's why you're slowing down because you're thinking like, oh, there's all this competition. It's like, no, what you don't realize is like everybody's going to be competing with you in the future. And so I feel like you need to kind of like get moving. You have the Sun. Best card in the deck. So Sun is shining on you. The Sun also shines a spotlight on things we need to pay attention to. I always say with the Sun, pay attention to where your attention is being drawn. With the Sun, usually, we start kind of like thinking about things during the day or something calls our attention. And I would pay attention to wherever your attention is being drawn. You have the World. The World is, of course, an accomplishment, and it is also your card. So this puts you in a position of power and strength and really allows you to get what you want from the reading. I do feel like getting out into the world and having new experiences, it's a great time for that. I think that we need to put ourselves in situations where we have to learn something new. And, that's kind of like a little bit of the energy that's going on right now. And if you do that, then, who knows what it will lead to. But I do feel like there could be some big accomplishments coming in for you. With the Knight of Pentacles, you have the Nine of Wands. Two cards, yes. Two cards of boundaries right here. The Seven of Wands and the Nine of Wands. The Seven of Wands and the Nine of Wands are also the card of persistence and perseverance. So, those are both really good energies for you, Capricorn. I mean, you are the sign of being perseverant in the first place. So I think you need to, persevere and overcome and keep pushing through something. With the Sun, you have the Eight of Swords. Yes, listen, I think that the Sun with the Eight of Swords, it's like something is trying to shine through, and the Eight of Swords is only seeing one way of doing things. So I think you need to realize that there are many different ways that you can do anything that you want to do in your life, and I feel you need to like stay flexible and open, and also you need to stay curious and, kind of like learn new things, but also, if you're stuck doing something one way, don't be afraid to just do it another way. With the World, you have the Three of Wands. Three of Wands, a card of expansion and growth. So I feel that for a lot of you, you could be like expanding and growing at this time with the Three of Wands. The Three of Wands also says, what are you waiting for? And we have the World. So clearly it is time for you to expand out into the world. You have, in the area of the good stuff, you have this Moth Spirit, says surrender now. You have this Whale Spirit, says trust in the great mystery. I do feel like there's a mystery in your life. I think that maybe we see a lot of threes here, and I think that for some of you, maybe like 3 years ago or so, you had a situation where you're not really sure what happened. Like, I get like a breakup situation, but it could be anything. Maybe you got fired or something, or, who knows what it was. But I feel like this mystery is something that is holding you back. And so I feel like you need to release the mystery, although it is showing up in the good stuff. I also feel that you need to be open to teamwork with the Three of Pentacles. This card says teamwork makes the dream work. Three of Pentacles is also a card of quality work. So it says that the work that you're doing is of quality and you will receive recognition for the work that you're doing. So I do feel that there could be some recognition or, like I said, an achievement with the Sun in the world coming in for you. This card can also represent not taking things too seriously. She has these polka dots on her cloak, and polka dots in the tarot can represent taking things too seriously. When they show up, they say that we need to not take things too seriously. We need to be more playful. We need to have a more playful approach. It's coming up in the good stuff, so I feel like you are. You have the Queen of Cups. All the Earth signs get the Queen of Cups. Queen of Cups is about following your heart, so I think your heart is guiding you at this time toward in a new direction, but it's almost like you could be resisting it a little bit. I don't really feel this is a bad thing. I think that coming up in the good stuff, you're probably going to move past it. The resistance to what you actually want to do. It's almost like you're fearing success here a little bit. And again, maybe you can't really say that to yourself. It's like sometimes I think we fear success, but like in our mind, that's not what our brain is telling us. Like our brain isn't saying, oh, you're afraid of success. It's like, but maybe your actions are. And but I feel like there's a lot of success coming in for you. You have the Taurus card, the King of Pentacles, and I feel there could be a lot of abundance and success coming in for you, but you have to get started. With the Three of Pentacles, you have the High Priestess. Yeah, really intuitive time. I think that anything you can do to trust your intuition would be a good idea. You have this card that says trust in the great mystery, that Whale Spirit, and the High Priestess also represents mystery. And so the Three of Pentacles, with these two cards, could say that there are people that will help you explore a mystery or will help you get, understand a mystery from a different level. And I would, don't be afraid to look into mysteries, basically, or don't be afraid to research things you don't know. With the Queen of Cups, you have the Moon. You could have a Pisces coming in for some of you. Not really a love reading, but if you want love, there's Pisces all up in here. Pisces is all up in everybody's business, so I wouldn't even worry about it. But, again, could be. The Moon is also a mystery. The good news is that the Moon is coming up in the good stuff, and this would kind of say that you are leaving behind a period of time where you haven't known what to do or you're not sure, what direction to go in. And so there you go. You have the King of Pentacles, you have the Ten of Wands. Ten of Wands, it says that you're putting down a burden. So I think that for a lot of you, that your hard work is finally paying off. Ten of Wands says you've been burdened for a long time. Remember what we were saying at the beginning of the reading. It's like I get this energy that like you've been trying to climb a hill, but it's like you keep sliding down the hill. So it's like you haven't been getting any traction going up the hill. And I feel the Ten of Wands at the end here is kind of saying that you are finally getting the traction you need to be able to get up the hill. And, obviously that is a good thing. So let's see. You have the flattery card here. Yeah, again, not really, it's a Mercury retrograde anyway, so I wouldn't like rush into anything love-wise. I also wouldn't avoid love either. I think that it's perfectly fine to date a person during Mercury retrograde. Everybody always says like, oh, don't do it. Don't do it. I'm like, yeah, but okay. It's like if you wait till after, it's like you're going to wait longer to find out that a person is a bozo in the first place. So it's like you date a person during Mercury retrograde, you can find out right away that the person is not someone you should be with. Or again, if the relationship survives the retrograde, after the retrograde, sure, it might change, it might be different, but it survived a retrograde and it might be a good thing. So I always tell people go for it, but you might, again, that's a card of like flirting and talking, so you might just start talking to a person. You have this risk card. Yeah, I think you need to take a risk to get started, whatever's going on in your mind right now. So I would get started. You have this health card. Didn't I say something earlier? I'm pretty sure that I said something on the Three of Swords. I was getting a message about like watching your health, but I feel like it's more like take the actions of good health. It's not saying like, oh, something is going to happen. I feel it's saying, don't let something happen. So make sure to take care of yourself at this time. You have this ostentation card. This is a card of two things, one being real, the other one being fake. And it says that you now see the difference between, things that are real in your life and things that are not real in your life. So obviously a good thing. And you have this discrimination card. Yes, same thing. It's like I'm wondering if, the whole like sliding down the hill imagery is really talking about you having learned through difficulty, like what's right, what's wrong, and being able to make better choices and decisions moving forward. Your first card was that Scales of Balance card. It says find balance within yourself and things will balance out around you. So again, I think you've learned balance through this like sliding down the hill. But pretty good reading. I like where this is going. Definitely positive changes. So thank you for being here and definitely enjoy your month.